What's up, guys? It's Wolfenstein, and we're back with more Out There Chronicles. Picking right up, we just had our conversation with the, what I assumed was our doctor, is actually just a lady that's been assigned to us by some sort of giant AI that controls the, country, whatever you want to call it, their, government. Anyways, found out she's been assigned to us as our agent to make money off of our thoughts and things. Which, you know, money's good, but we're some sort of soldier or something like that, and I'd personally like to know what that's all about. So we're gonna focus more on figuring out who we were, and then maybe try making money, if that's really that important. But seeing as it's supposed to be a space game, I don't think that's where this will lead us. But anyways, we're back at the house, and I guess we'll ask Sam some questions, because there shouldn't really be anything else in the house for us to check out. Tell him we'd like to go, I guess. Okay, now we have more options of where we can go. So we can talk to Mary again, but our only option with her, since we kind of talked with her about everything she had to say, or all the options that were present, it would just be to make the deal with our memories. Hold up, let me fuck with my stopwatch thing real quick. I gotta use Google for a stopwatch, because I can't use my phone. It's making it a little bit difficult. If I forget to tab out of the Google tab, it'll fuck it up, because I have my hotkey set to 0. But anyways, we could talk to Victor Kendrick, the head of their fleet. We could have a meeting with the president. And that's it. So I think we'll talk to Victor Kendrick. I think that'll lead us in a good path. Okay, so Mary will accompany us to the fleet sector. She's looking more severe than normal. Alright. She says we've got one idea after another. She'll accompany us to the launch pad. You walk for about 20 minutes and then arrive at an immense, slender building emblazoned with the words, "God watches over, we protect." Yeah, I think there's a few odd little words in here, because it's the creators of the game are French, so I think a lot of the odd vocabulary and phrasing here and there might be from translation, but I'm not really sure. Might just be me, uncultured. Your heart beats faster as you see the aircraft with noses pointed towards the sky. You see an enormous cylinder, as large as a building, also pointing towards the sky. This cannon could bring down huge vessels, like arcs. Soldiers separate you from Mary and guide you into the complex. You note that a large number of them are female, and that they carry no weapons except for a long saber at their belts. Victor Kendrick, captain of the fleet, and as large as all the others, but broader in the shoulders, awaits you in a room that looks over the launch pad. The look of a hardened politician, he wears a dark blue ceremonial uniform. undecorated save for the Catholic crosses. Man of Europa, I'm honored by your visit. We can immediately say, thank you for meeting me. Goodbye. Or our other options. We'll get right to it. I'd like to join the crew. If it'll let me select the option. There we go. I'd be delighted to do everything I could to make you happy, but I'll have to ask you to get that idea out of your head. It's not going to happen. And fuck you. Why don't you want me aboard? For 3 reasons. Firstly, you lack the training. Second, I don't need you. And 3, with all due respect, I don't know enough about your motives to be able to trust you. That's actually kind of fair enough. At least the last one. Doesn't know anything about our training, so we could be trained in whatever the fuck he needs us to do to get out of here. Okay, let's go the sexist route. Why the fuck are there so many women? Does it trouble you? Wasn't it the same in the old Earth? He's hiding something, or so we suspect. I don't know. Maybe our character is a little sexist. We brought it a little too far, trying to be manly, and the character's already that way to start with. There's a very big cannon behind you. Victor turns and admires it. It's my big cannon, Oh, Jesus. Anyways, we've got a lot of them. The rings of blue in the sky are composed of huge drifting rocks. As soon as one approaches at less than 800 miles, we pulverize it. Okay, that makes sense. You wonder if that's its only function. Of course it could be for defense and destroying other peoples. We really don't know much about these guys yet. We'll ask about their army. So that does seem a little odd for a place that would be well known for peace, apart from the people it just throws out in asteroids to live. We have never known war, but you know the old Earth saying, if you want peace... I guess. Highest grade is captain? Okay. So yes. Okay, so there's only the highest ranking is a captain because it's the only ship they have. Small army, they're poorly trained, they don't have the physique. This world could fail so easily. We'll ask if it was him who brought us here. Yes, it was. Okay. We're making progress here. So we'll ask about our arc. No, I promise you, before God, I have no idea. Getting a little defensive. But don't worry. All our efforts are currently concentrated on finding this ark and your people. In that case, how were you able to find me? Your cryostasis pod fell. I don't know how, into the hands of the exiles our society sent to the other side of the blue. Every now and again, the redemption visits them to provide them with food and water. The Lord requires us to be charitable. If they found you, it must be because your ark is somewhere near here. So rejoice. You won't be the only man of Europa for long. Well, if they find our ship, we could, leave. Maybe. If they don't just keep us here. What are you gonna do to find it? I'm in the process of mounting an expedition. With the redemption. Jesus. Just words. It's so difficult sometimes. We're going to make make space, and reduce the equipment on board as much as we can. Once the Ark Europa is found, we'll load on as many pods as possible. In a year, America and Europa will be one. That story doesn't make sense. There's no way America can accommodate such a large population. They don't even know where the Ark is. What do they want? The weapons that are on board? Yeah, they seem to just be all about gaining population or something. I don't know. It's really odd. Yeah, we'll just confront the question head on, because, you know, what else would we do? That didn't really make much sense. So we asked him why, and he said, wouldn't you do the same thing if our positions were reversed? And then we make a comment on the history. Is it because, like, different countries are, like, don't get along? I don't know what that's getting at. We asked about their war preparations, and he lowered his head. You're very curious. There's no known force other than our own. At present, America has weaknesses, but I'd rather be a poor captain if I was revealed to them as the first person to ask. We'll ask about the exiles. It's nothing to do with the army, but when a civilian commits an unforgivable act, they're sent to the exile colony on the other side of blue. Life there is worse than hell. Okay, we'll ask about their sabers. That's a bit of an odd one. Firearms. Now that's a word from history. Our original Ark, America, had assault rifles, which would be familiar to you. Unfortunately, on America, we lack some of the most basic components, like lead, to make bullets. We've developed our military philosophy based on cavalry sabers. Oh, and if you are ever on board a spaceship, a firearm is just as dangerous for you as a target. I suppose. In 10,000 years, you've never found anything better than sabers. Victor produces a handgun from seemingly nowhere. He holds it and a viewfinder in his hand. We have a few examples of these. Acceleration of munitions through electromagnetism. We call this pistol a Chekhov. An almost useless object. It takes 3 seconds between the moment you pull the trigger through to actually firing the projectile. Do you know how many times you've been stabbed in 3 seconds? We've responded instinctively 8 times. He seems troubled by our response. Let's hear some shit about the ship. You've learned so much in your short space of time. If it wasn't for your small size and genotype, I'd take you for a spy. He doesn't trust me, he's good. The Redemption is our only vessel. She's big, powerful, and can explore any solar system. She works using anti-gravity, but don't ask for details. My science knowledge ends there. Probably isn't a good thing. If you're captain of the ship, you ought to know things about your ship, making sure shit works. You're telling people what to do and things. Okay, so the ship is in orbit. And he doesn't board the ship while it's in orbit. I delegate the management of the vessel to Commander Nix, an admiral individual. The Redemption is more sophisticated than an Ark, you know. It's almost autonomous, as it is piloted and administered by an AI. Either I or Commander Nix alone could carry out any mission completely alone. but we'll need hands to carry the pods once they've been found. Seems very set on finding these pods, and that specifically. Okay, so we've also already got thoughts of taking over the ship and leaving with it. He says when he returns he'll have some questions for me, but... Is he talking about going to find Europa, or what? Okay, so we return home with Mary once again. Seems to be a pretty regular thing. Yeah. We've already explored the house and there's nothing new, as usual. Less to go. Other options are going to Moses and then yet again talking to Mary. This time she's tense. Follow me, I hope you're ready. I'm always ready. You walk along the empty, immaculate streets of America. Mary turns to you and takes your arm with intimacy you didn't know she had. Politics haven't changed much over 10,000 years. Say what you want to hear. Straight talk is friends only. Remember that here. You've got everything to lose and everything to gain. Okay. Very interesting. The presidential palace is like an immense white bird perched on the verdant greenery, emblazoned with the words, "God sees all, God saves all." So we're at the presidential palace now. Artworks. Jesus. The artwork looks very good in the game. Oh my god. Fucking words. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll have another video up for you guys tomorrow, so bye-bye.
Wait.